houses collapsed, many washed away. 90% of the town had experienced floodwaters between 2 and 10 feet in their homes. In our home, we tried to hold back the flood and debris by putting towels and anything else we could find in the doorways, but unfortunately, Mother Nature won't be stopped. So we couldn't. Our home was left damaged. Our cars were underwater, and a family business was burned to the ground. The days that followed were dark, cold, military, sirens, and occasional gunshots due to looting. Our police vehicles were all destroyed. Our ambulances, we were on borrowed ambulances. 4 of our firehouses, which we had 4, were badly damaged. We had outside police, outside EMTs. We had military trucks up and down the roads. After about 2 weeks, our electric was restored, and we started to pick up the pieces. But nothing was the same. Jobs, family, friends. Many people I grew up with had left. Their houses were washed away or destroyed or so badly damaged they couldn't live in them at the time. Trucks came through with food, cleaning supplies, because the mold had gotten so bad by this time. It was almost unlivable conditions. And they brought us drinking water because our water had been contaminated. So any water we used had to be spring water or gotten from an outside source. Sandy had tore a wall from our home. So we put up plastic and blankets to keep the cold out and the rain and the snow. But the wind wouldn't stop. It seemed to blow right through the plastic and right through any blankets we could put up. So we basically sat there a lot of times like Bob Cratchit, trying to stay warm. Our bathroom was hardly usable. The toilet was attached to the floor on one side, and on the other side was a huge hole. It was okay if you lean to the left, but if you lean to the right, you're going down. Due to the circumstances, my daughter had to drop out of college, which she loved. She cried when she handed in her paper. It took me a while to reach out for help because I was going to do it myself. I was going to clean it up with bleach and anything else that it took, and I was going to repair it with duct tape, which really wasn't too practical. But the mold got so bad that my daughter woke up one morning, her eyes were swollen shut. And I realized I couldn't repair the damage alone. It was making us sick. And as a mother and a parent, I don't know how many are parents, but when you can't protect your own child, that's like the worst feeling. I reached out to several organizations and received empty promises and no-show meetings. Finally, I was so disgusted, I was done. I was done. Then I read about Habitat. I called and they answered. They called me back. Like a hand in the darkness, we weren't alone. Soon, wonderful volunteers, many of whom are here, and people from Habitat started coming out. You truly gave from your hearts and helped heal ours. You have touched our lives in such a profound way, I can't put it into words. We fell in love with you guys. We're no longer sick from the mold. Our home is being repaired, and hope has returned to our lives. You kept your word and didn't abandon us. Whenever I face a frightening or challenging thing in my life, I pray that God will give me grace and send me angels to stand by my side. When I called for angels this time, I didn't know I'd be sent so many that were still earthbound. You help people like us every day, and I am grateful for the honor and opportunity to be able to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts. I wrote a poem, and I'm not a speaker, I'm more of a writer, so it was a gift to people that chose to go through this with us. It's called A Restoration of the Heart. The tree which dwarfed our house crashed in silence, water icy cold shattering our sanctuary, dark rushing waves rising to swallow up our solitude, stealing memories upon their retreat. The darkness and the waves carrying lifeless limbs of homes, cattails which once swayed in the breeze, now like small arrows darting through the currents of our hearts. The darkness broken by sirens, howls, and voices, the cold chilling from within. Standing fast in the safest spot, shattered once more by a burst of flames emerging from the flood, engulfing, driving searing daggers into our hope-filled hearts, leaving us mourning the loss of what was and what could have been. Waking to a nightmare of disbelief, void, numb, walking without speaking, detached from the surroundings too painful to feel. The days that followed were cold, isolating, yet love and compassion shone from the darkest corners. We knew we would be okay. We would stay strong, even if sometimes we felt battered and broken as the debris of things which once helped us define our lives. Still sorting belongings and thoughts, deciding to rebuild or rethink our lives. We would never be the same. We would have to restore the safe haven we once knew as home. Life, once again, reminded us how fragile our existence. I see a small sparrow land on a once sheltered nest, remove a blade of grass, then fly off to restore and continue its journey. We are now continuing ours, pushing forward, tired and uncertain. We will restore our homes, businesses, and lives. We will restore our little town, finding faith within, hope, and courage for the greatest and most important restoration, a restoration of the heart.